Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Chill English channel, your calm space to learn English through real conversations. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Jake.
We're really happy you're here with us today.
Yeah, really happy. So, Sophia, let me ask you something simple to start. How are you today? Really?
Honestly, I feel a little slower today. Not bad, just softer, I think.
Softer. I like that word. What made you feel that way?
This morning, I didn't check my phone immediately. I just sat by the window for a few minutes. No rush, no noise, and it felt like I was meeting myself again.
Meeting yourself again. Yeah, that's powerful. Sometimes we forget to do that.
Exactly. And maybe you listening right now, you also need that moment. Just a small return to yourself.
Yeah, and that's actually perfect because today's topic is something very close to that feeling.
Yes. Today we're talking about something deep but very important. Loving yourself first before loving others.
And just to be clear, we're not talking about being selfish or cold.
No, not at all. We're talking about healthy self-love, respect, care, and not abandoning yourself.
Exactly, because a lot of people think loving yourself means ignoring others, but actually, it's the opposite.
Yeah, when you truly take care of yourself, your relationships become healthier too.
So, as always, this is a calm, be one level conversation. If you don't understand everything, that's okay.
Just take what you understand, repeat useful phrases, and let the rest flow like background music.
Still learning? Always learning.
Always. So, before we begin, take a slow breath in and out.
No pressure, no need to be perfect today. Just be here.
All right, let's begin with a simple idea. The way you treat yourself becomes your standard.
Yeah, it's like invisible rules. You don't say them out loud, but people feel them.
Exactly. It's almost like you are quietly teaching people how to treat you.
And sometimes we don't even realize what we're teaching.
Right. For example, when you say yes all the time, even when you're tired.
People learn, oh, Sophia is always available.
At first, it sounds nice, helpful, kind, reliable.
Yeah, but then it becomes a pattern.
And patterns turn into expectations.
And suddenly, you're always the one helping, even when you feel exhausted.
Yeah. And one day you stop and think, why am I so tired all the time?
Yeah, that moment hits hard.
It really does. And I remember something similar happening to me.
Oh yeah? What happened?
A while ago, I used to answer messages immediately, no matter what time it was.
Even late at night?
Especially late at night. I thought, it's okay, I'm just being nice.
That sounds familiar.
But slowly, I started feeling drained, like my energy was disappearing little by little.
Like a slow leak.
Exactly. And one night, I didn't reply for a few hours. Just a few hours.
And...
The next day, someone asked me, why didn't you answer?
oof, that question.
Yeah, and it made me realize something important. I created that expectation.
You trained people to expect instant replies.
Yes. Not on purpose, but still I did.
So the lesson isn't stop being kind.
The lesson is kindness needs limits.
Kindness needs boundaries.
Yes, boundaries. That's a key word. So let's explain that simply. Boundaries are your personal limits.
What is okay for you and what is not okay.
And boundaries are not walls.
No, they're more like doors.
I like that image. You can still be warm and open.
But you choose when to open the door and when to close it.
And who is allowed inside.
Exactly. And something interesting happens when you start setting boundaries.
Some people get uncomfortable.
Yes, especially people who are used to your no boundary version.
Yeah, they're like, wait, what changed?
And it doesn't mean they're bad people.
It just means they're not used to your new standard.
Right, and that new standard starts inside you.
Which brings us to something deeper.
Your self-worth.
Self-worth means you believe you have value as a person.
Even on your bad days.
Not only when you're productive.
Not only when you look good.
Not only when people like you.
Exactly. Because many people connect their worth to outside things.
Like money, success, or approval.
Approval. Yes, that's validation.
Validation means other people confirm you are good enough.
And it feels nice, of course.
Yeah, we all like it.
But if you depend on it too much, it becomes dangerous.
Because then your mood depends on other people.
If someone praises you, you feel great.
If someone criticizes you, you feel terrible.
It's like giving someone else control over your emotions.
Like they have a remote control.
Yes. Then one button and your whole mood changes.
That's actually a bit scary when you think about it.
It is. And that's why we need to build something more stable inside.
Here's a simple sentence you can remember.
I'm listening.
My worth is not up for discussion.
Wow, that's strong.
And another one. I am enough, even while I'm improving.
That one feels softer, like a deep breath.
Yeah, because you don't have to be perfect to have value.
And when you start believing that, something changes.
You stop performing for others.
You stop living for the audience.
And you start meeting yourself again.
Which brings us to the next step.
Knowing yourself.
Self-awareness.
Exactly. Because how can you love yourself if you don't even know yourself?
You can't.
Self-awareness means noticing your feelings, your needs, your reactions.
Like understanding what affects you.
Yes. For example, what drains your energy and what gives you energy?
Drain is a great word. It means something slowly takes your energy away.
Like your phone battery going down.
Yeah. So, what drains you, Sophia?
Too much time on social media.
Doom scrolling?
Exactly. It looks relaxing, but after I feel tired.
Same here. And also some conversations drain me.
Oh yes, those conversations where you feel heavy after.
Like a battery thief.
That's actually perfect.
And self-awareness is simply noticing that.
Without judging yourself.
Right. Not saying I'm weak.
But saying, oh, this is not good for me.
And then slowly choosing better.
Exactly. And this doesn't require big changes.
Just small, quiet moments.
Like sitting without your phone.
Taking a short walk.
Or even just asking yourself, how do I feel right now?
Simple, but powerful.
And once you start noticing yourself more,
You also notice something else.
the way you talk to yourself.
Ah, the inner voice.
Yes, and this is where many people struggle.
Because that voice is not always kind.
Sometimes it's very harsh.
It says things like, you're not good enough.
You always mess things up.
Why even try?
And the scary part is we believe it.
Yeah, we treat it like a fact.
But it's not a fact, it's just a thought.
That's an important distinction.
Very important, because thoughts can be questioned.
So, here's a simple technique.
When you hear a negative thought, pause.
And ask, is this true or is this fear?
That question alone can change everything.
Because fear makes things look bigger than they are.
Like fog.
Yeah, everything looks unclear and scary.
Sometimes my brain becomes very dramatic.
Same here. One small mistake and my brain is like, okay, everything is ruined.
Exactly. But when you slow down,
You see reality more clearly.
and instead of attacking yourself,
You start supporting yourself.
like you would support a friend.
Because you would never say those harsh things to a friend.
Never.
But somehow we say them to ourselves.
So the goal is simple.
Change the voice.
Make it kinder, softer, more supportive.
And when that inner voice changes, something else begins to shift quietly inside you.
Yeah, it's like the moment you become a little kinder to yourself, your whole world starts to feel different.
Softer again.
Exactly. And from that place, it becomes easier to do something many people struggle with.
Saying no.
Yes, saying no without guilt.
That's a big one.
A very big one. Because many people are what we call people pleasers.
People pleasers meaning they try to keep everyone happy.
even if they feel tired, stressed, or uncomfortable.
Yeah, they say yes when inside they want to say no.
And then later, they feel heavy,
Or even a little frustrated.
but not at others, at themselves.
That's true. And the interesting part is the problem is not kindness.
No, kindness is beautiful.
The problem is losing yourself while being kind.
Exactly. That's the line. Let's imagine a simple situation.
Okay.
Someone asks you, "Can you help me tonight?"
And you're already tired.
Very tired. But instead of saying no, you say yes.
Even though your body's like, please don't.
Yes, your body is already saying no, but your mouth says yes.
And later you regret it.
That word, regret, it feels heavy.
Yeah, regret means you wish you made a different choice.
And when this happens again and again, it slowly lowers your self-respect.
Because deep inside, you know you ignored yourself. So let's make this practical. How can someone say no in a simple, kind way?
Good question. Let's give some real sentences.
Okay,
I can't today, but thank you for asking.
that's nice, clear and polite.
Or, I'm not available this week.
Short no, long explanation.
Exactly. And another one, I need to rest tonight.
That one is honest.
And honesty builds respect, both from others and from yourself.
I think many people feel like they need to explain too much.
Yes, over-explaining.
It turns into a long message like a story.
A whole novel just to say no.
Exactly. Like, please understand me, please don't be upset.
And the energy behind it is, please still like me.
That's the real fear.
Yes, the fear of losing connection. But here's something important to remember.
Go ahead.
Your right people will respect your no.
And the wrong people will only like you when you say yes.
That's a powerful difference.
Yeah, and sometimes that realization feels uncomfortable.
But it's also freeing.
And when you start saying no more often, something interesting happens.
You get space.
Space in your time, in your mind, in your energy.
And in that space, you can finally feel yourself again.
Yeah, because when life is too full, even good things feel heavy.
Exactly. Joy needs space. Let's talk about that joy.
I like this direction.
Many people think happiness is something big.
Like a big success or a big moment.
But actually, happiness is often very small.
Small and quiet.
Like drinking tea slowly.
Or listening to your favorite song.
Or laughing with a friend.
Or even just doing nothing for a moment.
Yes, doing nothing and not feeling guilty about it.
That's hard for many people.
Very hard, because they feel like they must always be productive.
Always doing, always moving.
Always improving.
And if they stop, they feel uncomfortable.
That's because they connect their value to productivity.
Yeah, like, if I'm not doing something, I'm not valuable.
But that's not true. You are valuable even when you rest.
Even when you do nothing.
Even when you are not perfect.
That word again, perfect.
Yes, perfection.
Let's talk about that. Perfection is something many people chase.
And it sounds good, but it's actually a trap.
Because perfection is not real.
It keeps moving.
Like a finish line that you never reach.
You think, when I fix everything, then I'll be happy.
But then never comes.
Exactly.
And social media makes this even harder.
Yes, because we see perfect images.
Perfect lives, perfect bodies, perfect moments.
But those are only highlights.
Not the full story.
We don't see the stress, the mistakes, the bad days.
So we compare our real life to someone else's edited life.
And that comparison steals our joy. So instead of comparing, we can do something different.
What's that?
Focus on our values.
Values meaning what really matters to you.
Yes, not what looks good, but what feels right.
Like kindness, honesty, peace.
Growth, connection, calm.
When you live by your values, you feel more stable.
Because your life is not controlled by outside opinions.
And this connects to something very important.
Your energy.
Yes, your energy is limited.
It's not endless.
You can't give and give and give without resting.
And still expect to feel okay.
That needs to burn out.
Burnout means feeling completely exhausted, emotionally and physically.
And many people think they're lazy.
But actually, they are just tired.
That's an important difference.
Very important, because if you think you're lazy, you blame yourself.
But if you understand you're tired, you take care of yourself.
So protecting your energy is not selfish.
It's necessary.
It's like charging your phone.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect your phone to work at 1% battery.
But we expect that from ourselves.
That's true.
And your environment affects your energy a lot.
Environment means the people around you, the content you watch, your daily habits.
Yes, everything you allow into your life.
Some environments feel safe.
And some feel heavy.
Your body usually knows first.
You feel tense or uncomfortable or quiet in a strange way.
Like you can't be yourself.
And if you feel like that often, it's a sign.
A sign that something is not right for you.
And sometimes you don't need a big change.
Just a little distance.
A little less time, a little more space.
Without drama.
Yes, not everything needs a big explanation.
And sometimes we outgrow people.
That's a sad truth, but a real one.
It doesn't mean they're bad.
It just means you're growing in a different direction.
And that's okay.
Choosing peace is also a form of self-love.
I like that sentence.
Because peace is not something you find.
It's something you choose.
Again and again in small ways.
And when you choose peace, something inside you becomes stronger.
Yes, you start to trust yourself more.
Because you are not ignoring your needs anymore. You are listening to them.
And that brings us to something important.
Recovery.
Yes, how you come back after difficult moments.
Because life is not always easy.
There will be mistakes, rejection, bad days.
That's normal.
But what matters is how you respond.
Do you attack yourself?
Or do you support yourself?
That changes everything.
People who love themselves don't break after every mistake.
They bend, but they don't break.
And slowly, they learn how to come back.
How to stand up again, even if it's a little slower this time.
Yeah, and that's something really important to understand. Coming back slowly is still coming back.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be fast. It doesn't have to look perfect.
It just has to be real. Let's talk about that idea, bouncing back.
Yeah, I like that phrase.
To bounce back means you recover after something difficult.
Like after a bad day or a mistake, or even a hard week.
And it doesn't mean you don't feel pain.
No, it just means you don't stay there forever.
Exactly. You feel it, you learn, and then, slowly, you move forward again.
And people who practice self-love, they bounce back faster.
Not because their life is easier.
But because they don't attack themselves after every problem.
Yes, they don't say, I'm useless, I always fail.
Instead, they say something different.
Like, okay, that was hard, but I'm still here.
That sentence alone changes your direction.
And after that, they look for something small.
A small win.
Yes, not something big, just something simple.
Like, I got out of bed.
Or, I answered one message.
Or, I went outside for a short walk.
These are real wins.
But many people ignore them.
Because they think it's not enough.
But actually, it is enough.
Small wins build something very important.
Confidence.
Quiet confidence.
Not loud, not showing off.
But steady, calm, strong.
It's like building something brick by brick.
Yes, one small brick every day.
And after some time, you look back and think,
Wow, I've come a long way.
even if it didn't feel big at the time.
And these small wins help you on hard days.
Because you can remind yourself,
I've done difficult things before.
I can do this too.
But there is something else we need to talk about.
Something many people carry quietly.
Yes, guilt.
And also regret.
Guilt is that heavy feeling when you think you did something wrong.
And regret is when you wish you made a different choice.
And if you're not careful, you carry these feelings for a long time.
Like a heavy backpack.
Yes, and after some time, you forget how heavy it is.
Because you get used to it.
But just because something feels normal doesn't mean it's healthy.
That's a powerful truth.
So, what can we do?
We forgive ourselves.
Yes, self-forgiveness.
And let's be clear, forgiving yourself does not mean,
Saying everything you did was perfect.
no, it means something more honest.
I'm human. I made a mistake. I learned. I will try again.
That's a healthy way to move forward.
Because you keep the lesson,
But you let go of the pain.
you stop repeating the same moment in your mind again and again.
You stop punishing yourself.
And instead, you give yourself a fresh start,
A new moment.
a new chance.
So, if you're listening right now and you feel a little emotional,
Just take a breath.
you're okay.
You don't have to fix everything today.
Just one small step is enough.
And now let's slow down together.
Yeah, let's do our calm word moment.
A simple, relaxed way to remember what we learned today. The first word is standard.
Your standard is your personal rule.
What you accept and what you don't accept.
For example, my standard is respect.
Next, boundaries.
Boundaries are your limits.
They protect your time, your energy, your peace. Self-worth.
Believing you have value even on your bad days.
Validation.
When other people confirm you are good enough.
It feels nice, but don't depend on it too much. Drain.
Something that takes your energy away slowly.
Like negative conversations or too much scrolling. Inner critic.
That voice inside your head that is often too harsh.
And your job is to make that voice kinder. Guilt.
That heavy feeling when you think you did something wrong.
Regret.
Wanting to change something from the past.
And finally, bounce back.
To recover and come back after something difficult.
You can come back again and again.
That's your strength.
So, before we finish, let's sit with one simple idea.
Just one, not many.
If you remember only one thing from today,
Let it be this.
the way you treat yourself teaches people how to treat you.
And you don't have to change everything at once.
Just choose one small action this week.
Maybe one boundary.
Maybe one kind sentence to yourself.
Maybe one moment of rest without guilt.
And if you want, write it in the comments.
Finish this sentence. This week, I will.
Keep it simple, keep it honest.
And if this conversation helped you,
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
it really supports the channel.
We're really glad you stayed with us until the end.
That already shows something.
You're choosing to grow.
And you're choosing to care for yourself.
This is Sophia.
And this is Jake.
There's also one more thing I want to mention.
What is that?
Work hard, and work hard. Your family is waiting for you. Your parents is waiting for you. Your siblings is counting on you and waiting for your success hiddenly.
Yes, you are more than what you think. Get out of the typical day and start working hard.
All right, everyone, you are listening to the Chill English channel.
Take care of yourself.
Be kind to yourself.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.